Do you ever get the feeling that something is off? Because in fast-paced environments like ours, it's a question that we don't ask very often. Think about it. You ever had that week, that month where nothing clicks? And not because you didn't put the work in. You stayed late, made the calls, you sent the text, you shot the videos. Same routine, same effort, same frustration. Why? Maybe something's off. I remember working as a consultant. When I would sit down with automotive professionals and we would go over the important questions, we'd ask things like, how many leads do you have? How many calls did you make? How many connections? How many texts? How many appointments set? How many confirmed? But there's a question I wish I'd asked more often. Is anything weighing on you? I'm gonna use myself as an example. I love the work and I love the grind, and I appreciate every opportunity that I get to earn money for my family. But over time, I began to realize that something wasn't right, and I kept looking for answers, and one word kept popping up: therapy. Now, depending on how you were raised, that word doesn't always land well. Like in my community, therapy is not exactly something that we encourage. So it got me to thinking about how many others in our industry feel the exact same way that I feel. For many of us, therapy is not something that tough guys do. We was taught to push through it, handle it, thug it out. Recently, I watched a TED Talk from a wrestler that I follow. His name's MVP, and he put this whole thing into perspective. He talked about how, as tough guys, we're conditioned to run toward the battle. And then he said something that really stuck with me. He said, for most of us, that battle is internal, so don't run from it. And that really hit home because it got me thinking about us. It got me thinking about the automotive professionals who step into battle 6-7 days a week and deal with things like long hours, constant pressure, financial stress, performance quotas, high expectations, and very little recovery time. Are we actually addressing the real problem, or are we running from it? Let me tell you something. Mental health, it matters. And when it goes unchecked, the results: burnout, poor decision making, substance abuse, and ultimately, high turnover. Now, I did a little bit of research on this. I put the links in the description. Here's what I found. It said that more than half of automotive professionals cite stress as the #1 primary well-being issue. That's aside from things like anxiety, poor sleep, bad mood, low mood, whatever you want to call it. 1 out of 4 automotive professionals said that they are considering leaving the automotive industry because of things like mental health. But those numbers don't tell the whole story. Those numbers don't show the marriages that fall apart, the broken promises to your kids, the stress-induced relapses, the slow erosion of your personal values, the situations with customers that sometimes go too far. You can fill in the blanks for yourself. These are our stories, and we're not degenerates, we're people. And that's just if you were man. My heart goes out to the women in automotive, because in an industry that oftentimes makes you feel unseen, let me tell you something. I see you. I see you dealing with the same pressures that I deal with, plus outside things that we don't talk about enough. Things like you doing the same job that I do, but getting paid less. Navigating through a male-dominated industry. Having to earn your respect 2 to 3 times over, despite your position. Being second-guessed. I only want to work with a man. And I didn't even mention the responsibilities that you have at home. If men are fighting silent battles, the women fighting wars. For years, we have been taught that the #1 issue that we face is attrition. And we blame things like training, we blame the work ethic, we blame millennials, we blame Gen Z. But I believe that we are misdiagnosing the problem. Our biggest challenge is not high turnover. It ain't AI stealing your job. It ain't the tariff that you all voted for. And it damn sure ain't brokers, even though I know we are your new target. The #1 challenge that we face is mental health. Now, here's some good news. This conversation is starting to shift from the top down. The former president of NAMAD, Damon Lester, recently wrote a book, powerful book, called Taking the Cape Off, where he talks about mental health and his struggles of navigating through it at the top of the automotive business. What that showed me is you do not have to be a superhero and bear all of this weight alone. And if anything that I'm saying resonates with you, do yourself a favor. Go pick up that book. Because if you're feeling the weight of this industry, it's required reading. Now, don't get me wrong. You have some progressive dealerships that are starting to make some noise about this. Check out my man, Andy Tauka. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing his name, I believe his stores are somewhere in Indiana, Illinois, somewhere in the Midwest area. What's really cool about what they offer zero cost mental health services for their workers and their families. You have brands like Subaru, shout out to them. They offer things like coaching and wellness resources as part of their benefits. And some dealerships even have an employee assistance program that puts you in line with a licensed counselor. Now that's a start, but it's not enough. We need more. We need more initiatives. We need more conversations. We need more education. I'd even like to see a dedicated mental health specialist embedded in some of your organization. Here's the bottom line. Moving forward, when we decide where to put our resources, let's do a better job of considering the human cost. Because if we truly want a better industry, if we want better results, better retention, a better culture, let's do a better job of taking care of the people that power this industry.